It has now been 5 days since this townhome explosion in Hermantown left 2 people dead and 8 others without a home. It was first reported at Green Acres off Levake Road around 6:30 Saturday night. Tragically, 2 people who lived there died. They are 89-year-old Gail Nelson and 88-year-old Joan Wisniewski. Well, tonight the investigation into what caused the explosion continues. Well, that explosion destroyed homes and changed lives in an instant. And now we're hearing from one resident who's alive tonight because of a stranger's quick actions. After we heard from the heroic mail carrier earlier this week, Northern News Now's Kyrie Johnson sat down with the woman who was rescued to hear her story and talk about why her family is now asking for the community's help.
Behind me is what's left of the place that Helen Habert once called home. She's lucky to be alive after the explosion, but surviving the blast was just the first miracle. Now comes the hard part, recovery and rebuilding.
78-year-old Helen Habert was home baking a quiche when she heard the blast.
And I got up and I looked down the hall and the ceiling was on the floor as my flames were flying out of my roof. Watched my house burn. I did. I watched my house burn.
Helen lost everything, her home, her belongings, her vehicle, but she could have lost so much more.
That explosion was heard 12 miles away, and my mom was less than 100 feet away from that explosion in that little complex.
There were a few unsung heroes that day, like Misty Newman, who we first met Monday. She's an off-duty mail carrier who saw the explosion and pulled Helen from the flames.
A massive orange fireball went up. I didn't even think. I just turned on my blinker and turned into the neighborhood. I wasn't thinking anything other than get them out.
Bravery Helen's daughter is so grateful for.
She went to my mom's apartment, of all those apartments that she could have gone to, went to my mom's first and opened the door and got her out. And if she wouldn't have done that, my mom's roof collapsed and it was engulfed in flames. And so I'm so grateful that Misty went there.
Helen's renter's insurance will cover some costs, but she's facing out-of-pocket expenses for material items and the further challenge of replacing years of irreplaceable memories.
I am a #1 on the list to go back when they rebuild, and it'll be exactly where my burnt house was. Yeah, and that doesn't bother me because the gas leak is fixed.
We'll have the GoFundMe linked on our website for anybody looking to donate. In Hermantown, Kyrie Johnson, Northern News Now.
Kyrie, thank you. Now, Helen says she's likely to spend several months in temporary housing while Green Acres rebuilds. There are also other donation drop-off locations around Hermantown for the many victims of the explosion. We can find those details right now on our website.